Good morning and welcome to Morning Coach. Today, I am so glad you're with us. Hey, it's JB. Super pumped you're here as we're rocking and rolling this 10/28/24. Pretty crazy, right? We're counting down to the end of October. Time just keeps moving. No matter what we do, right? We try to slow it down. We try to stop it, but it is not going to stop it for us. And so we got to keep flowing. That's what we do here at Morning Coach every single day. As I always say, this is a place to get your energy. You don't get your day started right, but it's also the place to get the plan together and execute on that plan. So we're staying structured, but also allowing ourselves a little bit of flexibility and freedom in the things that we do, meaning that we can surrender and let life kind of come to us, but we still need to have some structure and organization in the things that we do. Speaking of which, we're going to focus this week on some fun things. We're going to talk about today about the importance of the system, you know, why you would want to be in a system and what it really means, and why the power of saying no is so important. It's going to be a big day today. Tomorrow we got an open day. I'm going to talk just a little bit about things that have been happening in my life and just things that since you've been here, since we have an open day and we finished our book last week, and talk a little bit about this journey because we're coming on episode 5,500. And that just blows me away. I think 5,500. I just remember the press release for 500. I mean, for 5,000. And I remember for 1,000, right? 1,000 was a big deal. I remember when we reached 1,000 coach casts. That was pretty crazy. Well, we're hitting 5,500 this week, and I want to celebrate that a little bit tomorrow with you. John's got a meetup. You get a chance to stop by on Wednesday. That's great. Then we got Thursday. We got coming up an Ask JB, and we're going to talk about quitting. When do you need to quit? When should you quit? And I've had to quit on a few things. We'll go over that. Not a fun one, but it is what it is. Friday, we're going to talk about patience versus risk in investments. And also, any of you that are writing, I would suggest you try to make it to Haley's meetup on Friday because she's going to be doing one on writing and all things writing. And I think we've got a great group of writers. It would be a lot of fun to get us all rocking and rolling in the writing community, and Haley is a great person to lead that. Saturday, we got Dr. Paul, and then Sunday, we got Seeing the Beauty in Life, and of course, those of you in our program that are in the higher belt levels, second brain SOPs, weekend cleanup, all that needs to be done Sundays. Some of you do that on Fridays, but that's just systemic depending on what your system is, you know, what you got in place. End of the month, right? We're into the check month. This is the last month to kind of check and clean up the plan for the last push in the last 2 months of the year. So make sure you're doing that this week. And then obviously we're going to start getting into planning and organizing. So let's talk about systems. You know, why the heck do we even need systems in our life? Can't we just move on and retire and just live our lives and do whatever and let things come into our lives? And yeah, some people can do that. Right? I've just never been that type of person. I have too much energy. I want to accomplish things. I want to leave a legacy. I want to put energy out there. And in order to do that, in order to do great things, you need systems and structure. You just do. You're not going to, like for me, try to run this marathon in a couple weeks and qualify for Boston without a plan. It's impossible. I mean, there's just no way at 55 years old I could go do it under 3 hours and 30 minutes. We're going to talk a little bit about that because I had some failures the last couple weeks. So I'm ready, but I was scared a couple weeks ago because I was on an 18-mile run and I bonked. I failed. My body gave out. And it was scary. Like I actually felt like I was pretty much dying. It was weird. My body ran out of glycogen and I didn't have any water with me. I was in the middle of nowhere. I had to walk 5 miles into town. It was scary. I've never had that feeling. But the great thing was it was in training. I know how it feels now. My coach had said, hey, now you know how it feels. And I can work that into my plan. And I'm glad we did it in the training. Basically what it was a tough week. I went boom, boom, boom. And then it was just this idea of really wearing myself out to see if my legs and my body could handle it. And they couldn't. And that's a good thing. Meaning I got to really be careful with my pacing and what I do. So stepping back, why do we need coaches? Why do we need Morning Coach? Because of that exact reason. Okay, because we're doing things, we're putting plans together so that we can achieve the things that we want to achieve. If we're not executing on a plan, then we got to step back and ask why. Why are we not executing? And how can we start to execute on the things that we want to do? And if we keep getting frustrated over and over again, you're going to quit at some point. You will. I mean, golf is a great example. Not that I've quit. I just replaced it with running, which to me is so much more satisfying at this point of my life. And it was like, I need to move away. I'm complaining too much. And anytime I find myself complaining about life or about a situation, to me, that's an indication of change. That's an indicator that I need to find a coach, I need to get a system in place, and I need to make the changes in my life accordingly. Just like I've mentioned in March, when we were in our check month, using the system as I do, and going, wow, JB, your life is not where it needs to be. And then going out and going, wow, I need to change. I need to do what I say, which is find something to train for, go do it, and then get after it. And that's what I did. And that's what the coach helped me with, right? Was like, okay, we're going to build this. And so for some of us, it's really simple to go out and achieve, right? We get our plan, we organize. And then there are the special people. And what do I mean by special people? Well, the majority of people here at Morning Coach are special people. And I mean that in a positive sense. It just means that a lot of us have ADHD, diagnosed or non-diagnosed. We got a million things going on, right? And that's part of it. It's like, I got so much going on. And then if you get some negativity and you do have that attention deficit disorder, you're going to go chase something else. Because it's just pretty much human nature. We take the path of least resistance. And if things aren't working for you, like when I bonked, my brain was, damn, maybe I should have stayed with golf, or maybe I should go fishing, or maybe I need to take up something else. I was suffering coming back. I was suffering, right? I was suffering, and in my brain, I'm thinking maybe I need to make changes in my life, and that's what happens with failure. That's what happens when we're not successful all the time. And that's why we need coaching. That's why we need Morning Coach. That's why we need to come back here. And for those of us, I'm going to say special people that have diagnosed or non-diagnosed ADHD or ADD or whatever you want to call it, where you're all over the place, you really need structure. Because you got to really go back to that structure to help you stay on the path. Otherwise, you're just going to keep going from thing to thing to thing, and you're never going to get yourself where it needs to be, where you need to be. That's why I always say, if you're just getting started or you're somebody that's easily distracted, we have a lot of tools. I'm going to keep bringing them because we have people who are going on 20 years. I can't believe in 2 months we'll be doing this for 20 years. We've got to provide tools to everybody, every different level. When you have ADHD and your attention flows, sometimes you go try to do too much. We don't want you to do that. I don't want you to do that. I want you to take time for self-care, listen to CoachCast, and plan your day with the perspective and priorities and use your planner. Keep it simple out of the gate. In fact, I created that quick start guide. It's in the community. You can get that. And if you're brand new, just slow down. Because a lot of our people are special people, right? And special by just having so much energy mentally that you're doing a million things. So when you're working with your life and you're trying to figure out what are the steps you're going to do, you're going to take some chances. We're going to talk about this Friday. And you're going to take some risk to go out there and do some new things. You're going to go out and try to do some things in your life. Like, hey, I'm going to go give this a shot and see if I like it or I don't like it. And part of the process here at Morning Coach and why it's such a long-term process is you need to go out and try some things. And as you try things, you're going to figure out what you want to do and what you don't want to do, right? But the key thing is, this is really important, that we establish that structure, that we establish that mission, and that we are checking in with the things we're doing on a daily basis. Like, you don't have to get that OCD about it, but you do need to be checking in. If it's a dream of yours and you have vision to go out there and live a life and become somebody different, and remember, mission is that what we're going to go after, really, and vision is who we become, then you got to hold that. You got to hold that truth. And it's so hard because as a metaphysician, and for some of you new might not know this, but I have a PhD in metaphysics, MBA in business, and I have a bachelor's, really an undergrad that I did a lot of different things. But my background is really understanding the deeper aspects of life. And when we look at the deeper aspects of life, holding the vision and letting go of your past, of who you were, and that's memory trace in your mind, but allowing that to go away and starting to focus on who you're going to become, that takes focus. And that's why Morning Coach is so important, because you got to get up in the morning and you got to focus on the things that are going to bring you to that person you want to be. Just like me, when I talk about 20 years. 20 years ago, actually 19 years and 10 months, when I started this company and I went and filed the paperwork, right? And I filed the paperwork for the company named Live Foundation, Inc. I was nowhere near the person that I am today, coming on 5,500 coach casts. I mean, I'm not even close to that person. Heck, I'm not even close to the person that I was in March of this year. I mean, everything has changed for me. A lot of things have changed for me because I'm becoming somebody else. And that's what's the secret behind Morning Coach is it's just not about acquisition. It's about who you're becoming through the acquisition and the things you're doing in life. I'm far from perfect. I'll be the first person that will hold up my hand and say, gosh, I keep making mistakes. But every mistake I learn, I get a little bit better. And I'm getting a little bit better. And yeah, I'm the type of person who'll ram my head against the wall until I finally get through it. But I'm learning and I'm figuring it out. And the thing that I'm figuring out is I need people in my life to hold me accountable, even myself, right? But I need coaches and I need friends and I need, a community. And that's what I love about the Morning Coach community so much is the people that are here are amazing, just amazing. Now, I have a lot of relationships with a lot of different people here, but we have a community too of people that are coming together. Our mastermind, International Inner Circle, amazing, just great people. And so what did that allow me to do? It allows me to focus on the things I need to do and get the information that I need to hear. And half the time, it's just belief. It's just believing that I can do it, believing that I could go run a 3-hour 30 marathon. I have no idea if I'm going to do it or not. I was scared the other day. I bonked. It was a scary feeling. I'm thinking, gosh, I'm dying. I mean, it was bad. My body just gave out on me. Those things happen in life. And so what you need when that stuff happens is people who have been there before, because that's what really makes, my coach is an ultra marathoner. He does these 100-mile things. He's like, you hit the wall first time. You'll learn how to deal with it more every time you go through it. Boy, I needed to hear that. I needed to hear that at that moment, just like you may need to hear, hey, let's get some clarity and structure. Hey, I'm an ADHD or I'm a special person. There's nothing wrong with me. You maybe need to hear that because I know I am. I'm non-diagnosed, but I got a million things going on. So I have to have structure. So why are we here and why do we need systems? Because you need clarity and structure and you need to be able to figure out what do you want your life to look like. You really got to step back and go, this is who I want to become. And you got to look at the steps that you're going to have to take to get there. And as you're going through that process, it may change. And that's okay. Our system is built on change. That's why we check, because it's like, are we going the direction we want to? And again, just looking at my life, it wasn't. I needed some changes in my life. And I follow the Morning Coach system. I use the planner. I listen to the Coach Cast. I stop in the community, right? I do the morning routine. I do the morning ritual. I take time for self-care. It's my non-negotiable. Wasn't before, not even the last couple years. I built this for me. Even more than you, right? It's crazy. I had to listen to Coach Cast and really look on my 7 Ps and understand, hey, wake up with the right perspective. Don't get negative. It doesn't matter what's going on in your life, whether you're getting audited by the government, which happens a lot in one of our businesses, whether you're getting sued, whatever's going on, you are alive. You have an opportunity to do great things today. Set the right priorities. Okay, who do I want to become? How do I get rid of those situations so I don't have to deal with that anymore? Can we sell a business? Can we make a change? Can we do something? Am I going to have to work harder in a particular area to make sure I can make that change in my life? And then I look at performing better in everything that I do. How do I get better at the things that I've planned on doing? And then allow things to happen. Have the patience for the system to work. We're going to talk about that on Friday, how so many people just have no patience. They want immediate results. And a lot of this stuff just doesn't happen. It's like adaptation. Luckily, I have a little bit of talent, but I'm questioning myself as I come up to this marathon. It's going to be tough. It's not easy. I'm pushing the pace, right? And it's not something I've done over and over and again where it's just a natural thing. So I have to have patience. If I don't hit it this time, I want to set the goal. I'm going to go after it if it doesn't work. And in marathon running, you have 3. You have like the main goal, like I want to do it in 3:30. Then you have the secondary goal, like, okay, I didn't do it. Let's get it under 4 minutes. Excuse me there. And then the third one is, hey, maybe things just didn't go right. Just finish the damn thing, right? So in life, it's very similar. You have those same structure in your life as you're going, and then have patience to allow things to work. And of course, we want great posture. We want to get our health where it needs to be, and then stay present, stay in this moment, and then persist day by day. And for those of you special people, my ADHDers, man, we need this more than anybody. You need to be hearing this. You need to hold the vision. And from the metaphysical side of things, I was talking about that a little bit earlier, you have to see the end. You have to be able to see who you're becoming. You got to be able to hold that for that to manifest. It's really critical. So whether you believe in that stuff or not, holding the vision, seeing yourself becoming who you're becoming, enjoying this process, enjoying this journey, having structure, having systems is what's going to get you there. Really critical to understand. Okay? So let's get out there and have a great start of the week. We're finishing this month as a check, so you should be checking your plan. For those of you just getting started, take it easy. Listen to the CoachCast, plan your day, use the planner. Stop by some of the meetups. John's got one this week. Haley's doing a writing one. I know we've got a bunch of writers. Check that out in the community. And if you got any questions, just hit us up at info@morningcoach.com. This system is getting better and better every day. I've got a lot of news coming next week that I can't wait to announce. But this week, let's just focus on getting through this month, keep the plan organized, and figure out what are we going to do in November and December to close the year out and start working on our new plan. All right, so let's do it to it. Lots of love to you, and I'll be back tomorrow right here on MorningCoach.com.